we can go ahead and get into the review right now, chat. Oh, as I said before, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, one of my favorite, no, it is my favorite DC animated film of all time, chat. Because it not only does it include all the new stuff at the time, which is like Batman Beyond and Batman in the Future and all that, but it, references, goes back in time to the original animated series. It's like, whoa, this is like the best of both worlds. You can combine two of these elements that I absolutely love, and it works so perfectly, chat. In a way, it acts as a good swan song. Even though it obviously was, because they eventually did Justice League and things, and Justice League Unlimited, and even tied back into Batman and Batman Beyond. But it acts as a good swan song, I think, to both shows, both the original Batman animated series and Batman Beyond. It's like, hey, you have this new take on Batman, which a lot of people were skeptical about. Like, people forget, like, people love Terry McGinnis now. They love the Batman Beyond TV show. But, like, when it was announced, people were fucking incensed, chat. And when the first couple episodes were coming out, people were like, nope, not my Batman or anything. Like, Batman's a kid, boo. Like, that was the consensus at the time. Until, they realized the same people who worked on Batman, the animated series, are also working on Batman Beyond. And they were, like, the big concern at the time of Batman Beyond was that, it's going to be a little kid show. And that's kind of actually what Warner Brothers wanted. Like, they approached Bruce Timm and said, hey, Batman animated series has had a good run, right? We appreciate what you did with that. But can you make a young Batman and have it appeal more to kids? And Bruce Timm went, okay, sure. And he made Batman Beyond, which is even darker than the animated series, chat. Some of the shit that they do in the show, like body horror, a lot of people fucking die. I mean, they put some characters in some really tense and downright disturbing situations. And I thought it was great. It's a great sequel series. And now, of course, retrospect, it's beloved, chat. I absolutely adore it. I grew up watching the show, much like I grew up watching the original animated series. And like this, again, this movie combines the best of both worlds. Not only do you have, obviously, you got, an aging Bruce Wayne. He's like 80, 85, and he's training a new ward to take over the role of Batman, chat. 17-year-old Terry McGinnis. And he's been doing well for however long he's been Batman. But chat, now Batman's greatest enemy has returned from the dead, apparently. He's been dead. Bruce says he fucking died years ago. I saw him die. But somehow, chat, the Joker has returned. And it's thrown everybody for a loop. And we'll continue on to the plot. But I have a question to ask you. How many of you have watched both the Batman Beyond animated series and Batman Beyond Return of the Joker? I am curious about that. I need to know. The little Joker scene was crazy. Oh, we'll get into that Joker scene, chat. We're going to get into that Joker scene. No doubt about it. Oh. Who do we have here? Chat, do you hear that hammering? Do you hear that hammering, by the way? I just want to make sure. Laser, I did used to own the censored version of this movie. It just so yes, it's funny. When this movie came out, they originally was going to be the PG-13 cut of the film. I mean, it had people dying. There was a lot of messed up stuff in the film, no doubt about it, especially the stuff in the flashback sequences. But during this time, it was like a year before or 2 years before. About a year. Columbine had happened. And everyone got the word at whatever animation house that you worked at that you got to tone down all the violence. You don't want any guns in there. And so they released an unrated version, which was PG. They took out a lot of the despicable, just the really aggressive stuff part of the film. And I had that version on VHS, chat, when the fucking bubble boxes. But eventually, years later, I did get it on Blu-ray. I did purchase it on Blu-ray, chat, which is the unrated version, which is incredibly superior. There's no doubt about it. Yes, but the toned down version I was not a big fan of. Dark Slayer's seen them both. Yes, very good. I didn't see the PG-13. Night Day Nick, welcome to the show. I didn't see the PG-13 version of the Joker scene until 5 years ago. The most haunted I've ever been watching animation. It's pretty goddamn good, no doubt about it. Stranger Shoe, welcome to stream. So this is some people that have seen it, some people have not. Well, they chat, you strap on in. Because I saw, even as a kid, remember, when I watched the sanitized version, I'd like to call it, chat, I still loved it. And then when I was able to finally see it years later, the full unrated version in its entirety, not just scenes on YouTube, I was like, wow, you did a fantastic job with this. I like it even more. It was so good, chat. But yeah, I mean, again, this was straight to video, straight to television, DVD, if you will. So it doesn't have like a specific budget or how much it made, but It's considered by a lot of people and by critics to be one of the best DC animated films. Kind of what I said before, how it served as an appropriate end to both Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond. And so it pleased a lot of people at the time, even the sanitized version. Eventually, when the unrated version came out, people loved it even more. So the film has a very good reputation, chat. You know, that was during the time when they were producing just a lot of quality DC animated films. Obviously, you had, you know, Phantasm, which had come out like about 7-8 years ago, which is, of course, is amazing. You had Sub-Zero, some other films as well. But yeah, this one has always been my favorite. And for good reason. Especially when some of the details we're going to be talking about right now. But chat, let us start. It is 50 years in the future. It's like 2040 or something like that. I don't know, like in their time period, because it takes place after the series took place in the 90s, and so it's 2045 or something, and we're following the Batman in the future, chat, Terry McGinnis, and he's got to stop this robbery happen with these Jokers. See, chat, in this society, in this Neo-Gotham, if you will, you have these roaming gangs of people called Jokers, and yes, that's with a Z, and they mask themselves in honor of the original Joker, chat. And they cause chaos throughout the entire city. They're stealing stuff. They have control of specific territory, murder people, murder for hire, like all the nefarious types of things gang guys do. That's what the Jokers are doing, chat. And for whatever reason, they're stealing incredibly advanced technology. And it's odd, because typically Jokers, they don't do that kind of stuff. Usually they're just kind of like fucking punk kids who have like a painted face and a smile. They usually don't do the scheme and anything like that, Jeff. But now they're stealing advanced weaponry. So that has gotten Terry McGinnis' attention and Bruce Wayne's attention. Bruce Wayne, he's an old man. He's 85. He's on fucking death's door every other episode. But he's still helping Terry out. But chat, this fucking movie opens and we immediately see a security guard mauled to death by a hyena man. And this fucking hyena man eats this man's face and just does away with the body. And then one of the fucking Jokers does a joke. It's like, he should have told you to heal. And he goes, he does a fucking mind thing. It's like, really? Okay. Look at a little wacky racers joke there, chat. But they eventually get to the thing they're trying to steal, chat. It's a big giant saucer. It's a big giant saucer. It's like a communication thing. It's like a communication plate. I don't know. It's big. It looks like a spaceship, chat. And they're loading this fucking thing up. You're introduced to a whole bunch of Jokers, chat. You got Bonk, he's the muscle. You have the fat guy, the fat pink guy, he's the brains, chat. You have Ghoul. Funny enough, voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, kind of like a Scarecrow-esque Joker. You have Wolf, who is the hyena man. And you have Dee Dee. You have Dee Dee, chat, which is two people, two girls. And they're kind of inspired by Harley Quinn. And oh, chat, let me tell you when we get to the end of this film how they might be related to Harley Quinn. But that's a spoiler. I'll tell you later. And so they're stealing this communication equipment, but then who fucking erupts some, chat? It's Batman. He's there to stop him, and he starts wrestling with everybody, chat. He's throwing down with Wolf. He's throwing down with Bonk. Well, they're trying to still get this fucking giant saucer out of this building. And eventually, the Dee-Dees, they play scared, like, oh, no, don't hurt us. And, Terry, he's got a soft heart. Like, Bruce, he would have punched the shit out of those bitches, chat. He's like, I don't trust you. Punch! And that would have been it, chat. Fucking nose caved in, exploded, dead. That's what he would have done. Not dead, chat, but, like, severely concussed and definitely derpy. No doubt about it. Josh! Thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs. Because of that, we got to do a cartoon poll. But after the stream. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Ass Mode and JJ Panda. You're now the proud owners of 5 new emotes, along with ad-free viewing. Thank you so much, man. 100% fucking derp, no doubt about it. So, they get the drop on Terry. They electrocute him, chat, with like a little taser gun, and they start taking. They're in this like these giant, I don't know, like floating car claw machines, and they got this thing and they're carrying out of the building. They're floating away. It's like fucking Blade Runner. They're the flying cars of Blade Runner because they got clamps, chat. It's like a clamp car. And you need 3 clamp cars to carry this fucking thing out. And so they get out of there, and Batman's like, I gotta go after that fucking saucer. And he jumps in there, chat, and you have the iconic Batman Beyond theme playing in the background. And he's flying out there. And he's just fucking whacking them. He's got like Iron Man armor too. Like the Batsuit's like super advanced, chat. It's not like the classic Batsuit. Like he can fly in it. He can turn invisible. He's got a lot of different abilities now. I mean, Bruce did a good job upgrading that shit back in the day before he retired. And so he's flying around. He's just hitting them over the head. Bonk says, fuck this, and he goes after him, chap. But then, because they need 3 of the fucking clamp speeders to move it, it starts to fall towards Gotham City. Like, Bonk, you moron, you gotta come back here, you idiot. But Bonk, he doesn't care, Chet, because he wants to kill the Batman of the future. And they start wrestling. He's got one of the D's on his vehicle, chat. And she's wrestling with Batman, but then she fucking falls off. Batman's like, shit, I don't kill anybody. And, good on Terry McGinnis. He doesn't like to kill anybody. Yet. He does kill someone in this movie. He does not give a shit. He's like, yeah, fuck that, your one rule thing. In this case, I think it's okay if I do it. But he uses his little grappling hook and he catches D-Chat. And Bonk could give a shit less because he immediately just begins to punch the shit out of Batman. He's like, I don't care you have her. I don't care that she... Hey, let her go. What? It's not skin off my fucking back. But the other D-Chat, the secondary D, if you will, she's like, no, my sister! And she also releases her clamp flying car. And now you just got the fat clown man. He's like, oh, God, just come on. He's fucking falling. And that thing fucking falls to the ground, Chad. It's all damaged. It's about to explode. Fat clown guy, he goes up there and he's just rummaging inside there. He's looking for something. But we're up there in the sky. Batman, he's still trying to fight off Bonk. Eventually, the other D, she does rescue his sister. Terry goes to the rope because she's fine. Even though they would, definitely kill me, no doubt about it. I don't kill people. And then eventually, Bonk is just choking the shit out of him at this point. He's like, I finally got you, fucking Batman. And Batman's like, whoa. Bonk's like, what? And Batman just says, flagpole. And Bonk immediately hits a fucking flagpole, chat, and he's ripped to shreds. No, he's fine. He just does a little cartoony spin around the goddamn thing, and he's terrified of heights, so he's like, oh, God! And he's fucking pissing and shitting himself, the old Chad tootie poo-poo. We see it all. And he's up there. But, Batman, Terry, he's still on the fucking clamp speeder, and it crashes into the side of the goddamn building, chat, so he's incapacitated. Then, the fucking down there, the fat clown, he gets the motherboard out of the big saucer dish. He gets it out, and he calls over Dee Dee and Wolf, because they're on the one thing. Also, Ghoul, he's there, chat, Ghoul's there. And they pick him up, chat, and then they fly up to Bonk, and the fucking saucer dish explodes! And then they get Bonk, and then they fly off, and Terry, he recovers, but he's like, God damn it. At least I stopped the robbery, but look at all this fucking property damage. I hope Bruce won't be mad. Guess what? He won't be, because he doesn't care. Bruce could give a shit less about property damage. And so he heads back to the stately Wayne Manor, chat, where we see Bruce. He is in the Batcave right now, chat, and we see a collection various wax models of all of his greatest enemies, chat. You see Two-Face, you see Mr. Freeze, you see Killer Croc, you see the Mad Hatter, and you see a fucking Batarang come out of nowhere and it decapitates Two-Face. And I'm like, whoa. And Batman, he catches fucking Bruce Wayne, like 85-year-old geriatric cataracts. He's like, I still got it. And the dog, he's a dog, chat. Ace the Bat-Hound's there, and he gives a woof of improvement. And Batman's like, probably should have killed him back in the day. Could have saved myself a number of years of trouble. Darkslayer, thank you so much for the 5 minutes. Tootie poo poo. That's what he does, man. Piss and shit all down that leg. And you would be, when you just fucking hit that one, it hits his gut. And so everything is coming out there, chat. But he's also afraid of the heights. He's got a phobia, chat. And so instantly he would be scared. It's coming out no matter what. This is the way it is. Ooh, Iron Laser, thank you for the host. As I always say, guys, the hosts, they mean a lot to me. Help spread the word to the Revenant. So, Terry, he pulls in there. And he starts taking off his mask, and Bruce is going rough night. Terry goes, well, I managed to stop the Jokers again, but this particular game, this is the third time this month that they're stealing, heavily advanced equipment. I don't really understand why. And Bruce says, probably corporate espionage. Someone hired them to steal it. That's just the world we live in, Terry. It might as well be fucking Blade Runner in Gotham City. And Terry's like, maybe, I don't know. And then they turn on the TV, chat, and, it's a wonderful announcement on the news, because the news lady, chat, the reporter, Vicky Vale's granddaughter, I don't know, she's saying that, Wayne Industries is happy to be welcoming back Bruce Wayne to be leader of the company, chat, because he's been away for a little bit. His health has not been great. If you had watched the original Batman Beyond animated series, you would learn that there was a power struggle between Bruce Wayne and Powers, chat. Powers, who is a radioactive skeleton man, but he's dead, so fuck him. And he's gone. And now Bruce, he's recovered enough where he can take over the company. But not everyone is happy about that. Most of the shareholders are pretty good. Obviously, the people of Gotham, they love Bruce Wayne. He is one of the stand-up guys of Neo Gotham, chat. But there's one guy who doesn't like Bruce, and it's Mr. Price, chat. Unbelievable. What's a good corporate name? Mr. Price. Just call him Mr. Money. You should have just said that. But Mr. Price, he's not happy about it because he gives some catty comments. Well, of course, at Wayne Enterprises, we are very happy to welcome our most senior member. I'm sure we can appreciate his many years of wisdom. And then Terry turns it off. He's like, oh, I'm sure he's not bitter. And Bruce goes, I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. He was supposed to be, if I hadn't come back, he'd be fucking in charge of Wayne Enterprises. He's a son of a bitch. I don't like him and I don't want him. And Terry goes, you probably should fire him. And Bruce goes, maybe, but I'm going to forget about it in 5 minutes because my mind's going. And so, but that's not Bruce's concerns, Price. It's Terry, Chet. I like this. The relationship has been established for 3 seasons of this show and now within this film. And Terry, he's got his civvy clothes on and he's going to go have a night on the town with his girlfriend Dana, Chet. But he's a little sore. He's bruised up. He got bit by a fucking hyena man. And Bruce goes, you know what? You should probably just sleep. Yeah, that'll be probably good for you. And Terry goes, you didn't fucking sleep when you were Batman, and the night is young, and so am I, unlike you, Bruce. And he fucking takes off, and Bruce goes, God damn it. If I was 40 years younger, I'd beat the shit out of you, but he takes off, chat. And Bruce, he's just typing in his computer, and he's petting Ace. Meanwhile, we cut to this very fancy Neo club, chat, very Blade Runner-esque, and we see this giant lava lamp, chat. It's like, that always really looked really cool, and all the colors it's like blues and reds and greens, chat. You got this synth music playing in the background, and we see Terry McGinnis. Even though he says he's young, he's not, Chad. He might as well be as old as Bruce Wayne, because he is passed the fuck out in this club, where all these lights are flashing. It's like, if you have epilepsy, you are fucked, because you would go into a seizure like that, and so that wouldn't be good. And you have this music just pounding at you, pounds your head and heart. But fucking Dana, Terry's girlfriend, she picks up. Terry's like, dance with me, Terry. You can sleep on Bruce Wayne's time. And they start dancing, Chad. And she's she's looking good. But Terry, he couldn't even tell because he is literally dancing with his eyes closed. And Diana and Dana, she's asking him all these questions. He's responding, yeah, you're beautiful, baby. She's like, fucking. She even asked Terry, doesn't my hair look good when it's on fire? And Terry goes, it looks great. And she goes, McGinnis, what the hell's wrong with you? And then Chad, he fucking grabs another woman's tuchus, thinking that it's Dina's, but it's not. It's another woman. He goes, I'm so sorry, that's not right. And then Nina's like, all right, come on over. Let's sit this son down. And she sits him down, and she calls the waitress over. It's like, let's get some coffees, please, and leave the pot. Irish coffees for me, my girl. And so then, chat, we cut back to a mysterious warehouse, a candy factory, abandoned candy factory, chat. And we see that the Jokers, the gang of Jokers that Terry was fighting with before, they have brought the motherboard to their leader, chat, and they slide across the table. And this fucking guy's like, oh yeah, this motherboard, this ain't worth shit. This is worth as much as your lives, and it's shit. And he fucking bashes that thing, chat, and throws it across the table. You schmucks, you disgrace the name Joker. Back in my day, and fucking Bonk loses it. He's like, back in your day, old man, what the hell are you talking about? Now, I don't believe you say who you say you are. I think that's a load of bull. I think that, you know what, maybe I should be running this game. Who's with me? And this guy fucking chat just pulls out a goddamn gun and points it in Bonk's face. He's like, man, hey man, hey. Fucking turns to Mark Wahlberg, hey man, it's okay, come on, just everyone relax. It's okay, don't worry about it. Tell your mother about it, it's fine. And then he pulls this son of a bitch, this man in the shadows, chat with these red beady eyes, pulls the trigger, boom! And it has Bane at the end, little Bane with the flag. He's like, I was joking. And Bonk goes, whoo! That's a relief. That's great. Isn't that great, guys? And the fucking guy from the shadows fucking shoots him, chat. Pow! Right in the heart. He flies back, dead. Bonk is dead, chat. Oh, and then the guy reveals himself. Who's in the Joker, chat? It's the Joker. That's who was in the chair the entire time. He's like, we also used to kill a lot of people back in my day, and throws the fucking gun over. And the Jokers, chat, they are fucking terrified of him. And he goes, guys, I know it's been a long time. Your Uncle Jay has been away. Gotham City has changed. Obviously, a new city, a new technology, even a new Batman. But I'm alive and I'm kicking. And I want to unleash some fucking destruction on the city. I want to give this city a leggy again. And they're like, hey, boss, whatever you want. And he's like, guys, I don't know. I don't think, no. I don't think you're with me. Say that you're with me. And they're like, we're with you. No. He fucking and you might as well just be having them by the goddamn throat with a knife. He's like, say that you're with me. And they're like, we're with you, boss. And he goes to each and every one, goes to Dee Dee, say that you're with me. And they're like, we're with you. He's like, oh, that makes me feel so much better. Hey, Bonk, you with me? And he's like, oh, that's right, Bonk. He's dead. And he fucking starts laughing. They're like, holy shit. This guy's off his rocker. And he goes, Dee Dee, please take out the trash. Just fucking grind up the body and feed it to Wolf. All right, guys. We need a new communication saucer. Ghoul, my boy, why don't you go over to that computer over there and type and bop and boop and find out which company has it, which we can steal. And Ghoul, who sounds like fucking Christopher Walken, goes over this like, all right, this technology, it's that expensive. I don't know how to get it, but here, I'm going to type. And he types it in, chat, and Joker, he's leading down the list of companies that have it. He goes, no. Ah, that one. And Ghoul's like, are you sure, boss? Like, security there is going to be really tight. And Joker goes, oh, yes, but think of the fun. It's like, ooh, what's going to happen, chat? We're going to see. And I love this introduction. Again, you automatically... You're automatically laughing at Joker, but you're also afraid of him. He just killed a guy in the span of 2 minutes, chat. He's intimidating his new thugs right now, threatening them really with death or torture or whatever. And so I just love that. And I like his new look, too. Because what they did, they kind of combined certain elements, and you'll see this later on in the movie, from the original animated series and the new Batman Adventures, the 4th season, where they gave, in the original animated series, he had his typical outfit and everything. It was the yellow, like the purple suit, yellow shirt, green tie. And then in the new animated series, the 4th season, they gave him a more sleeker design, more purple, more green, but they changed his face. And where they gave him like these black eyes but white pupils. I was never a fan of that. They took away his red lips too. I didn't like that. So now they combine kind of the elements of both worlds for this movie, where eventually in the film, when you go back to the flashback, they give him the new Batman Adventures suit, but they gave him his old face from the original animated series, which I think is, that's perfect. I actually love the design. He still looks very sleek and stuff. But here he's in like a purple-black jumpsuit, and his hair is very closely cropped. It's very short. But it works, though. It works. And Mark Hamill, again, he comes back to voice the Joker. He's automatically doing an amazing job. Of course, you have Kevin Conroy playing an older Bruce Wayne. And you have Wilfred Elchap, fucking Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World playing Terry McGinnis. It's an all-star cast. You also have Arlene Sorkin, Harley Quinn. Got Tara Strong as Barbara Gordon, chat. Quality team of people you got here. I love it. And so, it's like, what's going to happen next? And we fucking just cut to this shindig, chap. It's happening on the side of Wayne Enterprises. They're having a big old welcome back party for Bruce. Terry, he drove Bruce there. They're going in. Bruce is meeting. He's schmoozing with all his people. And they're like, hey, Bruce, we'd love it if you could do a speech and just welcome everybody. And Bruce goes, of course I can do that. I'm Bruce Wayne. And he goes up there, chat, and he's like, hello, everyone. Now, I know I've been away for a long time, but I hope that I can meet and talk with each and every one of you. But then, chat, the mic just goes fucking nuts. It goes, and then everyone's like, oh, my God, what are you doing, old man? He's like, shit, sorry. Well, anyway, as I was saying, and then, chat, you just hear. You just hear that laugh. And then all of a fucking sudden, the fucking Joker's attack! You got Wolf, and he's just tearing people apart. Terry's like, holy shit! And he goes over there, he tries to stop Wolf, chat, and he fucking bounces right over Terry. And he goes straight for fucking Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is just standing there, stoic, just staring at Wolf. And Wolf is just like, just trying to get at Bruce. Meanwhile, you have some of the other Jokers. You have the DDs, chat. They're attacking some people, I think. But fucking Wolf, and I think, that's it. And then in another scene, chat, you see that Ghoul and the Fat Clown Man, they're infiltrating Wayne Enterprises. There, that's the thing. That's the location of the giant silver saucer. That's what the Joker was saying would be so much fun. And so they're trying to get that now. They fucking Joker talks in the two guards working there, chat, and they got that big old saucer heading out. But fucking Terry, he's trying to deal with everything. He's going to change in his Batman Beyond costume. He's like, I gotta be Batman right now. He goes off. But then fucking Wolf is just trying to, like, intimidating Bruce, like, hopping everywhere trying to get him. And as soon as he jumps for Bruce, chat, fucking Bruce just uses his goddamn cane and bashes his fucking face, and he fucking flies off. But then Bruce is like, okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And so he starts to walk off stage, chat, but then he's attacked by the DDs. The DDs are there. And they start, oh, Bruce Wayne, Playboy of Gotham, so debonair, so decrepit. And they fucking punch him in the gut, chat, and he falls down. They force him on the stage. And then here it is. The stage opens up, chat, from underneath. All this billowing purple smoke comes out. And then there he is, the Joker. Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town. And Bruce is like, my God. Oh, your eyes don't deceive you, Brucey. After all, who knows me better than you? And Bruce is like, what the fuck? And then finally, goddamn Terry McGinnis, he lands down there as Batman Beyond, chat. And Joker's like, oh, the new boy. Oh, the ears are too long. I missed the cape, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Woof. And fucking Woof just goes right towards Terry, chat, and they start wrestling. And Joker's like, all right, time to go. They got the fucking saucer dish. Bye-bye, Brucey. DD. And him and the DDs, they get this fucking, into this flying ice cream car, chat. They load in. Joker, he's calling Wolf over. He's like, Wolf, come on, let's go. And Terry's just about to go after him, chat, but Joker says, and he activates some fucking bombs, and it starts blowing up all the people at the party. Everyone's fucking dying, chat. Parts of their bodies are being shredded off. Near the Skyway, chat, where you can kind of look over out into the city. That's blown up, and people are, like, holding on for fucking dear life. And Joker's like, hey, man, you're going to stop me? You're going to save the people. And Joker knows what he's going to do. And then Terry goes right for those people. Joker goes, ha! And then he flies off. Terry, he's fucking nose diving after these people. A very heavy-set Rubenesque man and woman, chat. He picks them both up. He flies them back to the party, chat. They're safe. They're hugging like, thank God you saved us. Then Terry, he immediately looks at Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne is just looking up in the sky. And he's not saying anything. He's just stoic and just staring. Eventually, we find him back in the car. And Terry, he's joking. He's trying to cut the tension. He's like, yeah, so Joker's back, huh? Looks pretty spry for what? A guy going on 85? And Bruce Wayne goes, shut up and drive. It's like, Terry's like, okay. Yes, sir. And then eventually, they go back to the Batcave, and Terry's like, okay, I don't know what this is about, but we got to deal with this. We have to figure out what's going on here. And Bruce is like, I'm gonna research some stuff. You go ahead, you get some sleep and go back to school. And the next day, chat, where do we find ourselves? We're in the office of Commissioner Gordon. Now, it's not James Gordon, chat, because he'd be 150 years old. No, Barbara Gordon is now the commissioner of Gotham City. And as soon as Terry walks in, she goes, get out. She's very similar to Bruce in this case. And Terry's like, hey, nice to see you too, Commish. Listen, what do you know about clowns? And she's like, in this town, they're never funny. They're never funny. And he's like, well, I know that he was supposedly this Joker. This was the big bad. This is the villain back in the day. But a guy that had his skin bleached and used whoopee cushions and squirt guns. And Barbara's like, drop it. Okay? You know what the fuck you're talking about. The Joker was unlike any enemy you ever fought. Okay? And the stuff that he did, you've never faced something like that. And Terry's like, okay. Like, he was actually taken aback by all this, chat. Meanwhile, when this is happening, we also cut to another scene, chat, of an older man who is, actually, this takes place before this scene, but it's an older man. He's watching the news, and he sees the Joker come on screen. He just goes into a fucking sweat. He just starts panicking, chat. His hands are shaking. His wife is calling him from the kitchen. He's like, honey, what do you want to eat? He's not even paying attention, chat. Until he finally, on the third response, he goes, oh, I'm not watching anything, honey. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. And I was like, okay, what was that about? Who's this character? We don't know. But that's when we were in the office. And Barbara Gordon's like, listen, Terry, I'm not going to tell you anything. Just drop it. If Bruce tells you to drop this thing, whatever this is, then just drop it. Now my 9 o'clock is coming in right now. And he's like, okay, I'll see you later. And when Terry is walking the room, chat, the old man that we saw, he also enters the room. And he sits down. He's like, thank you for thank you for taking the time to see me, Barbara. She goes, hey, anything for you. And Terry's like, okay, what's the hell's going on here? And there's some history. There's some context I'm missing. And then eventually, we go back to the Batcave chat. And I love this scene because Bruce Wayne, he's cross-referencing the old Joker audio from the original animated series with this new Joker he just saw that was recorded on national TV. And he's comparing the voices, chat. And the voice Peter said, Becker's like, what do you want me to tell you, man? This is a voice match, okay? It's the same guy. And Bruce is like, it's not fucking possible. This can't be the same person. This is bullshit. And Terry comes up behind him. He says, out of all your old enemies, you never talked to him about me. And Bruce is like, hey, it wasn't a popularity contest. But, listen, Bruce, I need to know about this. What the hell is going on? I went to go see Barbara. She wouldn't tell me anything. What happened? Is this the Joker? And Bruce is like, no, this is not the Joker. He died years ago. And Terry's like, well, what do you mean? How'd he die? And Bruce, doesn't answer. And he goes, oh, you killed him, didn't you? He was going to do something so terrible that you actually killed him. And Bruce is, Terry, I want you to stop being Batman. I want you to give the Batman. So Terry's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Bruce is like, just do this for me, okay? You have served this city. You avenged your father. You avenged your father and against his murders, against Powers. You've done everything. You've honored the name of Batman. I want to thank you for that, but I don't want you to do this. And Terry's like, listen, this isn't... Listen, I thank you for everything you've ever done for me, Bruce. I really appreciate that. But I'm also doing this to wipe away old sins. Hey, I was a bad kid. Back in the day, during the Cape Crusader days, you probably would have punched me in the fucking face for some of the stuff that I did and throw me in jail. I'm using this to wipe away past sins. That's what Batman is to me. That's what Batman is. And I love being able to do this and give back to the city when I've taken so much from it. And Bruce Wayne just turns around and he goes, stupid kid. You don't know what you want. And Terry goes, fuck you! And he throws the Batman costume at Bruce and he runs out, chat. Oh no, what's happening? And Bruce, he just stares at that Ace the Bat Hound. He's just sad. And Bruce is just a sad old bitter man, chat. Eventually, we cut to Terry's apartment where he lives with his mom and younger brother, Matt, who looks strikingly like a young Bruce Wayne. I wonder why that is. That's a later review. That's someday when we review Justice League Unlimited, chat. And Terry, he's just eating some cereal, and Matt's like, Mom, there's a stranger in the house. Let's get the gun and get him out of here. And the mother's like, what are you talking about? That's your brother. And he's like, yeah, I was used to just being an only child. And his mom's like, Terry, hey, I love that you had that job with Bruce Wayne. But hey, it's good. Sadly, it didn't work out. I'm happy for you, though. Glad you could be here with us. He's like, I'm happy to be here with you, too, Bob. And he just eats all the cereal. Matt just gives him the fucking snake eye shit, just staring at him, evil eyeing him. Stink eye. And eventually, we cut to a nightclub. And Dina, she's just out on the night with some of her girl pals, chat. She's having a good time. You got Max with her, or one of the other ones from the animated series. I don't remember their names. And they're having a good time. Then who comes up behind Dina, chat? It's goddamn Terry McGinnis. And she's like, what are you doing here? I thought you had to work for Bruce Wayne. He says, I'm not working for Wayne anymore. I got plenty of time for you. You are now my focus, Dina. That's what I'm all about. And Dina goes, well, that's kind of nice. Awesome. Let's start dancing. They start dancing, chat. They're having a good time and everything. But then we just see these two strange women, chat. They look exactly alike. Perhaps they are DD. And they walk up there, chat, and they fucking cut in. They push Dina to the floor, and they start dancing, very sexily dancing and rubbing up on Terry. Terry's like, I don't like this. This feels weird. And then Dina, she's grabbed by the fat clown guy, or maybe it was Ghoul, I don't remember. She gets grabbed, and Terry's like, what are you doing? And then they start fighting, they start wrestling, because the Jokers are attacking him. And you got the fat clown guy up there, chat. He starts blasting, he says, slag him! That means kill him, chat, in that Neo-Gotham speak. That's what the slang the kids are using. And they start immediately trying to kill Terry. Dina, she falls off a goddamn precipice, chat. She hits her head, fucking gets concussed, blood everywhere. Terry's like, oh my god! And he fucking gets her out of there. The Joker's they're freaking out because this giant fucking, remember the lava lamp from earlier, chat? Terry knocks that shit down, he crashes down, and all the hot lava lamp juice covers the Jokers. And they're screaming, chat, because they are literally liquefied. They look like the goddamn guy from RoboCop. Don't touch me, man! Like that guy. No, it's not. It's just water. It's just warm water. But they get swept away, and they run away. Terry, he carries Dina out, and the fucking paramedics are there and everything. They evacuate the club. And he asks Max or whoever Dina's friend is, hey, listen, I'm gonna go talk to the police right now. Can you ride with her to the hospital? And she goes, of course I can do that, Terry. And he goes, thank you so much. And then meanwhile, oh, Deus, thank you so much. How many biddies is that? Let me go ahead and get the specific 10 biddies. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Evening to you as well. And so Terry's like, what the hell's going on? Then, chat, we cut back to the Batcave. And Bruce, he is brewing some Joker toxin antidote, but his old man hands are shaking, and he can't do it that fast. He's like, oh, this is so hard. And then, chat, we see Ace, and Ace's his ears just perk up, and he begins fucking barking. And he runs up to the living room. And Wayman and Bruce is like, where do you go? Ace, what's wrong? What's wrong? What do you hear? And then all of a sudden you hear Ace just barking, and then starts whining, chat, because he's getting beat. Who's beating him? And Bruce goes, what the hell's going on? He goes up those stairs. He's waddling as fast as his legs can carry him, chat. But he sees this little ball. It's been thrown down the stairs, chat. He's like, that's a little Joker gas pellet. And it goes off, chat. He's smothered. He's imbued with Joker toxin. He's like, oh, God, legs don't fail me now. And he stumbles and waddles his way back to the table. And he's like, oh, the Joker. I gotta, fuck it. And he drops him, chat. One smashes, another one rolls under the table, and he's on the goddamn ground. He looks up, and then who comes out of the Joker toxin mist, chat? It's the Joker. And he's like, it's like, oh my God, the Joker knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. He fucking grabs Brucey, and he's like, oh, what's wrong, Batman? And he just starts laughing. Bruce has this shocked look on his face. What's going on? Meanwhile, we cut back to Terry, chat. He's on his motorcycle, got his cool kid motorcycle, and he's calling Bruce. He's like, Bruce, listen, the Jokers, they know who I am, that this is some serious shit. But he realizes, like, wait a minute. He always answers the phone at night. Where would he go? And he goes up to Wayne Manor, chat. He sees that the gate is askew. He rides up there, chat, opens the big old doors, the entrance of it, of the manor, and it's all been just destroyed, chat. Fucking bookcases and things and windows, they're all smashed. Everything's been ripped up. And he sees the clock, the edge of the Batcave, that's been thrown apart. And he runs down. He sees fucking Ace, the Bat Hound, chat. Ace is alive, chat. He got fucked up pretty good. But then he's like, I gotta go down. Oh my God. He goes down the Batcave, chat, and scrawled in, if you originally thought, I was like, oh my God, is that blood? But it's red spray paint. Ha, 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 ha. And he goes, no, oh my God, no. And he runs over to the back of it where he sees Bruce hunched over, just on it, just fucking on top of it. He turns over. He's got like almost like rigor mortis set, and he can't even move. And Bruce just has the glass glow grin, chat. He just can't drop. And Terry's like, no, no. And he's like checking. He blows on the floor. He's checking his pulse. He's checking to see if he can breathe. And then, Bruce, he's just laughing manically. He's like, table, under table. And he's like, he's losing it. He's like, oh my God. And then Terry goes under the table, finds Joker antitoxin, and he loads that into a cock and gun, chat. And he jabs it right in the Bruce's tum-tum, injects it. Bruce goes, ah. And the Joker poison, it's working. Or it's working out of his system now. You got the antitoxin in there. And Terry's like, okay, I gotta call some people. The next scene, chat, we see Bruce. He is sweating. He's got that flop set right now. He's in bed. And who's watched over him, Chad? Who's patting his brow? It's Barbara Gordon. They weren't hiding back in the day, Chad. They got a little excited. But that time is over. But she's patting his brow right now, and Terry goes like, I didn't know who to call. And Barbara's like, there is no one else to call. And he's like, listen, I'm going to go take care of him for a minute. Why don't you go check on Ace the Bat Hound? And Terry, he goes down there, chat. He goes down there, and Ace, he's just watching some cartoons. Some classic Warner Brothers cartoon, chat. Bugs Bunny's just been horrifically murdered by a dog underwater. I was like, what? Wait, what's happening? But it doesn't matter. Terry goes, I know you had a rough night, boy, but thanks for protecting old Bruce Wayne. Turns it off. Then Barbara comes down. He says, at this point, we just got to let the antitoxin's done its thing. it's all up to him now. Like, we'll see what happens. And Terry's like, okay, Barbara, we gotta talk. Like, we have to, like, what the hell is going on? The Joker obviously knows he's bad, but they know who I am. You gotta tell me what's going on. Barbara's like, it's not a good story, kid. And he's like, well, I'm here to learn. And she's like, okay. And then, chat, we get, to me, this sequence right here is probably the best. To me, I'll say it's not even the best. I think it's one of the best scenes on the DCAU and the DC Animated Universe. It's my personal favorite because it reveals so much about where the Joker and Batman relationship was at the end and the lengths at which the Joker went to torture Batman. And also where Batman, like, he kind of went against even his own rule, at least almost. I mean, no, he did. And I'll tell you the scene. There's a lot of interesting things that play out in this sequence, chat. And she, you know, Barbara Gordon, she starts out her story, chat, and he's like, well, it was 35 years ago. And, you know, Dick Grayson, you know, the original Robin, he went to establish himself in Bloodhaven. But at that time, it was just three of us. It was Batman, it was myself as Batgirl, and Tim Drake as Robin. Yeah, we opened up the scene, Tim Drake, and he's just patrolling the city. Barbara's saying he was alone on that, he was alone that night, patrolling. And he came upon a woman being mugged, and he stopped that woman from being mugged, Chad. He beat the shit out of the criminals, and he's like, don't worry, ma'am, just stay back, I got you. And she goes, oh, thank you so much, bird boy. And he gets immediately fucking walled with a giant hammer, Chad. And who is the person who was getting mugged? It was a ploy, Chad. It was a scheme. It was Harley Quinn, the Joker squeeze. And Robin, he's knocked out, and who comes out of the goddamn shadows? It's the Joker, Chad. A bat in the hand. And he's like, what? And so then we see Barbara Gordon. She comes in and is like, wait, listen, we looked for Tim Drake for over 3 weeks. We checked every criminal resource. We asked people on the street, and we didn't hear anything. It wasn't until like 3 weeks or a month later that we actually got an invitation from someone on the rooftop. And then we see fucking Batgirl and Barbara Gordon, chat. They're on this rooftop, and they see this giant present. And they go up to it, and it fucking spring activates, and what pops up? It's this dummy with Robin's mask on it with X's crossed out. Like he's dead or something. And they're like, what the fuck? And the head pops open, Chad's a grenade. Everyone goes, ah! And Batman, he grabs Batgirl, and they eject out of there, Chad. They grapple hook out of there. And then they both go to the scene where the explosion is. And Batman, he picks up a straitjacket, and he goes, Arkham. Now, Chad, we learn apparently the Arkham Asylum has been shut down. They built a new facility, and the old building is dilapidated. Now, this is the classic Arkham Asylum that we saw in the original animated series, too. And so I was like, okay, so again, years have passed by. Like, this also, all this takes place after the events of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, especially some of the stuff that we learned about what happens to the characters. So they fucking ride up there to Arkham Asylum, chat. And, again, so dilapidated. Now they're just going in there, and I love it, because all you hear is Harley Quinn sinning. It's like, you know, mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Like, all that the entire time, and referencing mother and a child. And, you know, Bruce, he sends Batgirl up there the different way. He's gonna go through the main door. And he fucking kicks in that goddamn door. And what he finds is basically the Joker and Harley Quinn's abode, Chad. They kind of turn Arkham into a little bit of a 1950s kind of... you know, Leave It to Beaver type scenario. And you have fucking Harley Quinn going, put in company. And Joker goes, oh, hello there. And they go ahead and walk on down. It's like, welcome to our happy home. And, you know, Batman's like, he is not giving a shit. He's like, all right, where the fuck is Robin? And Joker's like, Robin? Robin who? And Harley Quinn's like, maybe he's talking about our little Jay. That's it! Junior! And Batman sees, they point to like a direction behind this curtain. Batman, he goes over there. Harley Quinn's like, no peeking. And she picks up this giant fucking bazooka, Chad, fires it at Batman, hits him, but it's like, it wraps him in like, I don't know, like, it looks like fucking a giant bow or something. But it wraps him up completely, Chad. He can't move. Barbara Gordon, she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill him. He's like, no, hold off. Let's see where this goes. And then Joker and Harley Quinn, they go up to Batman. He's like, you know, Bats, we're not getting any younger. That old clock's a ticking. And, Harley and I, we were thinking we want to settle down, start a family, add a Joker Jr. to our merry brood. And Harley Quinn's like, well, instead of going through the joy of childbirth, we decided to adopt. And they go over to the curtain, and Joker, he's basically explaining himself, and of course, we can't adopt legally, but we knew you always had a spare kid lying around. And, the way he says this, chat, is amazing. So we borrowed one. And he reveals the fucking curtain, and you see just this individual on this dolly, on this operating table. You just see the shins down, chat. That's in these feet. And Bruce, he's just going, no. And Joker, he's just like, it took some molding, but what kid doesn't? After a while, he came to be our own. Say hello, JJ. And then you just see these fucking eyes, chat, and the person lifts himself up, and Tim Drake, he has been psychologically and physically mutilated by the Joker. Skin bleached white, has the smile, and he's been driven insane and literally a body been disfigured to appear like the Joker. And he just fucking pops out they untie him. He goes up there and he's just fucking laughing and he's shaking the entire time. And Batman's like, fuck this, and he immediately just rips himself out of his whatever he is, his fucking bonds or something, chat, and he has this knife, the bat knife, and he immediately throws it at Joker, and Joker dodges it. But in that moment, chat, Batman tried to kill the Joker right here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because of what he saw, he just saw his adopted son physically and psychologically mutilated by the Joker. And he's like, okay, fuck my rule. I'm going to kill you. Damn, Chris, you have a scary good Joker voice. Thank you. But he's like, and that's when it was. And Joker, you could just tell how pleased he was that he finally drove Batman to do that. Because he's got the whole... And he says, come on, bitch, get me. Come on. And he fucking rides off on the motorized gurney chair, whatever it is. Batman chases after him. Batgirl, she's like, okay, I'm fucking coming down here right now. And Batgirl just proceeds to beat the shit out of Harley Quinn. I mean, she's like, I'm going to hurt you as much as I possibly can. I won't kill you, but I'm going to beat the shit out of you. But chat, Tim Drake, he's fucking interfering in the fight, and he's grabbing on the Batgirl and preventing her from getting a good old punch in Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, she's like, oh, good boy, get Mama's bazooka. And, Tim Drake, he goes off trying to get the bazooka, chat, and Harley Quinn, she runs off outside. That's where she goes. And Barbara Gordon's like, fuck, and she goes outside, and again, it's all dilapidated building, there's pouring rain, lightning, and thunder, and all that. She can't see shit. And eventually, Batgirl and Harley, they're having a conversation. Batgirl's like, Harley, how could you let him do something like that? Like, listen, I know whatever you two are, for however long it's been, but why would you let him do that to him? And Harley's like, all right, he might have gone a little too far. But listen, I'll make it right. We're going to be one big happy family. And she's got a giant rock, chat, and she's literally about to crush Batgirl's skull with it, chat. But before she can, we hear a fucking... I can't whistle. My mouth is too dry. We hear a goddamn whistle. King Bigby, thank you so much for the subscription. Oh, I appreciate that, my man. Shaking the push heaven tonight. But we hear this goddamn whistle, chat, and we see Tim Drake, and he's got Mama's bazooka, fucking lightning bolt behind him and everything, and she's going, throw it to Mama, and he fucking throws it to Mama, chat. Harley Quinn, she starts blasting at Batgirl. But eventually, Batgirl, she gets close up to Harley Quinn there, she fucking punches her! And the bazooka, but, while that was happening, Harley Quinn was still firing it, and fires, chat, knocks Batgirl and Harley Quinn off this fucking precipice, chat, off this cliff. They both fall. Batgirl, she grabs onto a ledge and she's holding on to Harley Quinn's cuffling, some material, and she's trying to lift her back up because it's that's a lot to carry, chat. One arm, an entire human being with one arm, and she almost does it, but the cuffling rips, chat, and Harley Quinn, she falls into just nothing, this black abyss, and she's dead, and she hits the rocks all the way down, and she smushes, chat. It's all his blood and guts. No, she's fine. We don't know what happened to her. We don't know. And then Batgirl's like, good riddance, and she climbs back up there, chat. Now, eventually, we cut back to Batman and the Joker. Batman, he's in this auditorium, And again, we get another really cool segment. And Joker is like, hey, Batman, I know you're looking for me right now, but here, let me show you how I peeled back the layers of the boy's mind. And we have this whole video come up, chat, and it's like home movies. And Batman's watching this. It's basically how the Joker tortured Robin. And you see all these torture devices, various chemicals, knives, a fucking plunger. I mean, a lot of shit there. And we see this one scene with the Joker. He's like, I'm barbecuing right now. Kiss the cook, or I think it says kill the cook. And he takes it off, and we see these giant prawns, like they're like electrified. And we see Robin. He's in these bonds on the gurney, trying to struggle to get off. Joker puts him on there and fucking starts electrocuting him. And Joker, he just starts enjoying torturing Batman. He's like, you would have been so proud seeing how strong he was. But after all the serums and the shocks, the boy began to share such secrets with me. Secrets that are mine alone to know. Bruce. It's true, Batsy. I know everything. And like the boy opens his Christmas presents, how sadly anticlimactic. Behind all the stern and batterings, you're nothing but a little boy crying for mommy and daddy. Oh, it'd be funny if it wasn't so pathetic. Ah, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway. And Batman's like, fuck this! And he immediately butts through the what? Don with the, what was that, with the $8 donation. Oh, there we go. Now we can go ahead and do a movie review poll as well. Thank you so much, Don. And Batman's like, fuck this. And he immediately bursts through the window where Joker's at, where they're showing him. He has the projector, and he just begins fucking beating the shit out of the Joker, chat. Slams him against the camera. Get this wonderful shot where the image is then like projecting towards Batman and the Joker. You see their shadows. And Joker, again, Joker, always there with a clever comments, saying, it's like, hey, if you don't like the movie, I got slides. And Batman just fucking backhands him, Chad, grabs him, and he just twists him around and throws him out the next window. And he fucking topples down on, like, these giant, child blocks and shit. And then Joker, he picks himself up, he sees little JJ right there watching. And Batman, he grabs the Joker, slams against one of these blocks, and he says, I will break you in two. Oh, Bats, if you had the guts for that, you would have done it years ago. I, on the other hand, and he pulls out a knife from his other hand, chat, slashes it across Batman's chest, and stabs it and pops his fucking kneecap. And then Batman, he's like, whoa! And he fucking falls down, chat, concusses himself. Now, this is a very important scene, because in the Batman Beyond show, Bruce Wayne has a limp, and this is the origin of that limp, chat. When Joker stabbed in the knee and popped his kneecap, that's the origin of that. So again, it makes sense. It's like, oh, they established that. It's kind of cool. And so then Joker, he just fucking hops on down. He picks up a goddamn, like, one of his little toy guns, chat, the Bane thing. He's like, here you go, sonny boy. Deliver the punchline. He just fucking holds Bruce Wayne up. It's like, oh no, before that he says, you've lost Batman, Robin is mine. The last thing you'll hear will be our laughter. And then he grabs the gun. Here you go, sonny boy. Deliver the punchline. And then you just see Tim Drake. And he's just he's and Joker's like, come on, do it, come on, what are you doing? And then the laughter is just mixed with tears. He's going through so much at once, chat, and then I just love it, because you just see Batman, you see Bruce looking at him, and he just says, Tim, please. And then, Joker's like, do it! And then, fucking JJ, Tim Drake, he fires the gun, chat, but it doesn't hit Batman. It hits the Joker. Joker flies back, chat, and one of my favorite Joker lines ever. He's looking and goes, that's not funny. That's not... and fucking falls forward and is dead, chat. Joker's dead. Now, in the edited version, in the sanitized edition, chat, Tim Drake throws away the gun and he pushes Joker into the lab again, and Joker hits, like, all these chemicals and stuff and, like, water, and it all falls on him. And then when he's going for Tim Drake, he accidentally slips and he activates one of the electrical devices and he shocks himself to death. But I think this was much better. I preferred this death. And so after that, Batman, he sees Joker's body, and Tim Drake, he's just collapsed on himself. All he's doing is laughing and crying. Barbara Gordon, she goes in there and she just hugs him. She just hugs him. It's like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then you just see Batman, limp up there. And you just see the shadow covering both of them. And then Barbara Gordon goes, only a few people knew what happened that night. We told my father, the original Commissioner Gordon, and we told Leslie Tompkins, who was a minor character in the Batman animated series, and she worked with Tim Drake for over a year before he came back to normal. It's like, Jesus Christ, all that physical mutilation and psychological abuse. It took a year to fix that, or at least to help it, to alleviate it. And she goes, we buried the Joker deep in Arkham Asylum. No one's been there. Actually, they have been there, because in the Batman Beyond, you see a scene where the Jokers go, and you see the Joker's dead body, which is pretty cool. But, and Terry McGinnis is like, that was a fucked up but really cool story. What happened to Harley Quinn? Never found a body. We don't know. She's probably dead, but I don't think she's going to cause any trouble now. She's at least 85. And Terry goes, good point. He's like, hey, thank you for telling me, but I should probably start talking to some of these people. I think Tim Drake would probably be a good person to talk to. And she's like, yeah, well, I mean, Tim Drake, he's doing okay for himself now. I mean, he's a family man. He's married. He's got a couple of kids. But, him and Bruce Wayne, they don't see eye to eye anymore. Like, when he recovered, Bruce forbade him from ever becoming Robin. And that's when he just moved away and did his own thing. And Terry's like, I still think I should probably talk to him. Oh, thank you, Omega. Thank you to the host. And Barbara's like, you do you, boo. I'm going to go off and be commissioner. That's what we see, chat. Terry, he's going to go talk to Tim Drake. And then we cut to the scene where we see the old man, chat. He's working at a communications tower. It's like, wait a minute. Who is this person? And then he goes all the way at the top of this little tower he's working on. He's like, I got to go up there, Bob. Hold on. And he's working on it. He says, I heard you from a mile away. You can decloak. And Batman goes, hello, Mr. Drake. The old man from earlier, chat, it's Tim Drake, the person who was watching the TV, who went to go see Barbara. That's Tim Drake. I was like, wow, that was so cool. And, Terry's just like, listen, I got some questions for you, about, the old days. Tim like, oh, yeah, the old days. Listen, I put that all behind me. Whatever happened. I'm much better now. I got a wife and I got kids. The last thing I want is to ever see that Robin costume again. And then he turns around, Chad, Batman's gone. He's like, some things never change. Then Batman, he's fucking riding back in his Batmobile, which is very a Blade Runner influence, chat. He calls Barbara Gordon up, and he's like, I just talked to Tim Drake. He seems to, his whole thing seems to check out. I don't think he's involved in the Joker or anything. But he seems not too pleasant. And Barbara Gordon goes, oh, he's not too pleasant? Go ahead and talk to Dick Grayson. He's got stories. Again, good Dick Grayson reference there, Chad. I like that. Because apparently, as we all know, in the original animated series, Dick Grayson fucking punched the shit out of Batman and left. Like, their relationship never recovered, apparently. And so Batman's like, well, there's one last person I may suspect who might be involved. Because, Chad, actually, before he leaves Wayne Manor, he turns on the news and he sees fucking Mr. Price. And he is just so happy that Bruce, apparently, they revealed that, Bruce Wayne, he took a nasty fall. And he's not going to be able to come and run Wayne Enterprises right now. And Mr. Price, he's just so happy about it. And Terry speculates, Mr. Price, he had the most to gain from something like this. From taking Bruce Wayne out. Maybe he is the Joker, or maybe he's working for the Joker, whatever. I got to find out. And so then, chat, Terry, he flies out to Mr. Price's yacht. And he's walking in Mr. Price, he's got a big fucking boat, too. He walks into his room, and he finds himself a scantily clad woman in the bed. And he's like, Candy? Oh, good to see you. And he's just about to feel her up, chat, but his hand is slapped. And who would slap the hand of Mr. Price? It's one of the Dee-Dees, chat. It's Dee-Dee. Or just D in that case. And the rest of the Jokers, they come in there, and they're like, Mr. Price, I gotta talk to you. Mr. Price is like, what do you need to talk about? What are you doing here? I gave you the security codes to gain access to the saucer dish thing. And Terry, he's off on the outside, he's like, motherfucker, here we go. He's listening, he's recording all this stuff, chat, all this dialogue. And the Joker's like, yeah, we appreciate that, but the boss man says your time has run out. We gotta take you out. Mr. Price is like, no, don't take me out. And then fucking Terry, he busts on in their chat, and he starts wrestling all the Jokers. But then all of a sudden, the Jokers, they get a little contacted by the Joker, chat, to get the fuck out of there because there's a giant goddamn laser beam hovering overhead. And Terry's like, what the fuck is that? And so he grabs Mr. Price, chat, he fucking jets out of there, laser beam activates, blows up the boat, and this huge tidal wave is now chasing Mr. Price and Terry. Eventually they get back to land. The cops are already out there, chat. Terry's like, this guy's bad. I record all the dialogue. Mr. Price, I want my lawyer. And he's like, it's not going to help you, man. You're going to get thrown in jail for the rest of your life. That was some corporate espionage shit. Just like Bruce said. Literally, actually, what Bruce said in the beginning. He was right, in a way. But I guess Mr. Price is not the Joker. This is so weird. And then Terry, he goes back to the Batcave, chat. And he's studying all this Joker archives, learning more about this enemy, but he just doesn't understand. Like, what am I missing? What am I missing? He's in the back. He sees all the memorabilia that Batman has. The giant penny, chat, the dinosaur. It's gone. It's been destroyed. It's like, it's terrible. And then who comes up behind him, chat? It's Bruce Wayne. He's up and running or waddling as best he can. And Terry goes, how you feeling? Bruce is very honest. Lousy. Get out of my fucking chair. And he sits down. And Bruce is like, listen, I arrested Price. I thought he was the Joker. He was in league with them, but he's not the Joker. They tried to kill him. And I talked to Tim Drake, and, I don't think he's involved, but he just seems to hate that Robin more than anything. And then Terry notices the wall of the Batman costumes, of the Cape Crusader costumes. And each one's a little disheveled, but he notices the Robin costume in particular has just been torn to shreds. And he's looking at it, it's like, is that weird to you that he tore that to shreds? And Batman's like, well, he did kill him. He did shoot the Joker. And Terry's like, when I talked to Tim Drake, he said that he hated that costume. Like, the last thing he ever did was put it on, never wanted to see it again. I mean, he might hate Robin as much as the Joker does. And there's another thing, Bruce. I was doing some research here. Like, all the things that the Jokers have stolen, he puts it together, like all these different parts, chat, and it becomes this communication jammer. It's like a hacking device. And Bruce goes, this type of hacking device is incredibly advanced, and in theory, it can hack into weapons of mass destruction. Like, they have laser satellites now in this time period, chat. And they're like, well, fucking Terry, that makes sense. That makes sense because Price's boat, it blew up because of a giant laser weapon. And Bruce goes, And Terry, he's going to put it out there. He says, listen, I think your old Robin might be a bitter old crow right now. I don't know if he might be in league of the Jokers, or he might, or he might be working for the Joker. And Bruce, he's not saying anything, and Terry's just waiting. Bruce goes, check it out, go see Tim Drake tonight, and because even Bruce is like, you know what, that mother, I should have killed him. I should have strangled his little cackling ass that night. Well, he didn't do it, chat. He didn't do it. He could have spared himself a lot of trouble. And then Terry, he fucking suits up, chat, and he goes over to Tim Drake's workplace, chat. He's working a late night, apparently. And, Terry, he goes in there, Drake, I know you're working with the Jokers. And Tim Drake, he's not even listening. He's just working on his little thing. And he's like, hey, I'm talking to you. And he grabs him on the shoulder, chat, but it goes right through. It's a hologram, chat. It's a hologram. He goes, what the fuck? And the whole facility shuts down. All these weapons pop up. And who pops up on the goddamn screen? It's the Joker, chat. It's the Joker. And he goes, hello, Batfake. And he's like, yes, the dear Mr. Drake is working for me right now. It's been a mensch, a big help. And Terry's like, I fucking knew it. And Joker's like, but you're never going to get out of there. I'm going to kill you. And so, I think, does he showcase? Yes, I think he does. He showcases, all the shit that he's about to unleash on, or no, is it right here? Or no, not yet. No, it is right here, because he basically says, hey, I have this fucking advanced laser weapon, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, hit your mom's apartment and kill your brother and your mom. I'm going to aim for the hospital where your girlfriend's resting right now, or maybe I'll just start with Wayne Manor, where fucking old Batfake is right now, and kill him. And Terry's like, you son of a bitch, and Joker's like, bye-bye. Terry's like, I get the fuck out of here. He starts blasting off, chat. He's trying to get out of there. He's getting zapped by all these lasers. But eventually he does break out, hops in the Batmobile, and he starts heading over. Because he notices in the background, chat, Candy Factory. And abandoned candy factories. And Terry, he just pops into the computer. Show me abandoned candy factories. And one is Jolly Jack. He's like, perfect place for the Joker. So he starts heading over there, chat. But then that fucking laser weapon activates. The Joker pops up on the screen. Because Terry's trying to contact Barbara Gordon. Hey, get all your men, all your police officers to the Jolly Jack. But, because Joker has the hacking device, he hacks into the Batmobile and says, Maybe this is where he reveals that he's gonna blow up all those things. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. Because he says, I'm gonna fucking kill you now. And the giant laser weapons begins to just destroy the highways of Gotham City, chat, as it's chasing the Batmobile. I mean, it is killing hundreds, if not thousands of people, chat. It's running into buildings, running into cars, blows up an entire parking lot filled with people. It's like the Joker's body count in this movie is high. And eventually, the Joker, he's just laughing too much. He goes, he just starts sweating. You notice, like, he's got the bubbly guts. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I feel like I busted a gut. See you later, kiddo. And then the feed ends, chat, and so does the laser weapon. And Terry's like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, forget it. I'm going to go over to the Jolly Jack factory. He goes there, chat. He's almost there, but then who does he see on top of a smokestack, chat? It's the Chubby Clown Man. And he fires a rocket-propelled grenade, right? The Batmobile hits it, and Terry, he's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to take this guy out with me. And he aims right for the smokestack, chat. Chubby Clown Man's like, oh, my God! Terry hits it. Chubby Clown Man, he's fine. He just falls over, and he's a little knocked out, a little concussed, chat. He's a little extra derpy. He's not too smart no more. And so Terry, he pops out of there, and he starts battling all these other Jokers, chat. He beats up Wolf. He takes him out quick. Ghoul tries to come up behind him and bang! Right in the back of the head. He's down. But the DDs do give him a little trouble. They start doing their gymnastics at him, chat. A lot of kicks, a lot of punches, that kind of thing. A lot of thigh crunches. But eventually, Terry's like, oh, wait, I could turn invisible. He turns invisible, chat, and he's able to defeat them that way. And they're like, we can't see an invisible enemy, duh. But he takes him out. And then eventually, chat, he infiltrates the factory. And he's like, hey, Wayne, you seeing all this? Because Wayne can also see through Terry's mask. He's like, I'm seeing everything, kid. And Terry, he notices, oh, my God, Tim Drake is on the ground. He goes over to Tim Drake. He's like, he's knocked out. And he's like, Drake, wake up. I know you're working for the Jokers. And Tim goes, like, Joker? What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you like, Batman? And he helps him up. He's like, Tim Drake, like, I have to ask you some questions about the Joker. He's like, Joker? No, Joker died a long time ago. No, I'm not that boy wonder anymore. I'm not Robin. And, again, he's acting really weird. He's picking up certain objects, chat, and he's, like, playing with them. And Terry's like, what the fuck is wrong? What's going on with this guy? And, eventually, Terry's like, okay, I'm going to call you an ambulance. He's like, oh, no, that's not necessary, Terry. I don't need an ambulance. And then Terry goes, how do you know my name? And then Tim Drake, he turns around and he goes, I know everything about you, Batfake. And he throws a fucking ball at him, chat. And it pierces him. It sticks on his arm, chat. It's like it sends out an electric shock. He goes, ah! And then what's happening? Oh, my God, Tim Drake. He is in League of the Joker. Or is he the Joker? Because then Tim Drake, he just begins talking and monologuing, chat. He's like, oh, Batman, are you listening to all this right now? Hey, guys, I want to show you something fucking spectacular. My masterpiece. And then he just starts laughing, chat. And then before Bruce and Terry's eyes, Tim Drake starts to go through a metamorphosis, chat. He turns into the Joker. And he's like, I never get tired of that. Takes off this white smock, chat. He reveals that hot purple leather skin-tight outfit. And they're like, how the fuck did you do that? And Joker goes, oh, this was my most ingenious plan. When back in the day, when I captured the boy Blunder, I had acquired bits and pieces of advanced technology. Now, chat, this is actually established in Justice League Unlimited series. This is Cadmus tech that the Joker is using here, so this is kind of cool. And he's like, what I did was, I encoded all of my DNA and memories on this microchip, and I implanted it into Bird Boy's bird brain, little mole right back here. And so I've been with Tim Drake ever since then. And, eventually I've had it where it's going to slowly take over his mind and I can live in this body fucking forever. And Terry's like, that is fucked up. That is not cool at all. And Joker's like, don't worry about it. It's going to be great. And I think, this is where he reveals, like, where the place I'm going to hit. Like, maybe I'm going to kill, your mom and your brother in this, in their apartment park. Maybe I'm going to kill your girlfriend in the hospital. Maybe I'll start with Bruce Wayne in Stately Wayne Manor. And he draws a big old smile with it. I'll destroy all of Gotham City. It's going to be so much fun. And Terry's like, well, I got one word for you, Joker. Sick him. And fucking Ace the Bat Hound check, because Ace the Bat Hound was following him. He was inside the car, the Batmobile the whole time. And Ace, he immediately just starts fucking gnawing on Joker's arm. He's like, ah! He starts screaming and shit. Eventually, he incapacitates the Joker for a bit. Ace goes over. He bites off the mechanical shocking contraption on Terry's arm. And Batman and fucking Joker, they're just about to square off. And they start wrestling, chat. They start punching. But the Joker, he's a much better fighter. But, you know, Terry gets one good punch in him. Falls to the ground. Joker has, like, this little electrical ring thing, which he also uses on Ace and fucks up Ace really bad. And falls off his finger. Hits the computer console. It explodes, chat. And then haywires the space laser. The satellite space laser. And they look on the fucking board and they're like, oh shit, the space laser's coming here right now. That's not good. You know what? Let's just call even for right now, Batfake. See you around. The Joker just starts leaving. Terry's like, where the fuck you think you're going? I'm taking you. And Joker's like, right. And Joker just begins to beat the shit out of Terry. And Terry, he can't do anything. He, like, for every move he tries to make, Joker anticipates it. And Joker's like, you're out of your league, McGinnis. I know every single move that Batman and Robin knew at their peak. And Terry, and Bruce is like, or Terry's asking, like, Bruce, what can I do? What do I need to do? And like, Terry, all you gotta do is Joker's very vain. You just gotta power through it, shut him off. And Terry's like, I like to talk. Oh no, because Bruce goes, he likes to hear himself talk. And Terry goes, well, I like to talk. And then Terry immediately takes off towards the exit, and Joker's like, oh, it's turning tails, more your speed. And Terry, he flips the switch, closes the door, breaks it off. Let's fucking go, bozo. And then they just start wrestling, chat. They start throwing fisticuffs and Joker has the advantage until fucking Terry knees him in the goddamn balls. Joker goes, what are you doing? And Terry's like fighting dirty. Joker's like, the original Batman and Robin never fought dirty. He's like, well, I do, motherfucker. And he throws the Joker away, and Terry goes into the shadows, chat. He disappears. And then Terry just begins to talk shit to Joker. And, like, everything about him is like, so you had your skin bleached, and you decided to become a supervillain. And, he's just mocking Joker. He's laughing at him. And Joker's like, don't fucking mock me, boy. And he just won't stop laughing at the Joker. And Joker's like, stop laughing! Stop it! And Terry's like, why? I thought you always wanted to make Batman laugh. And Joker's like, you're not Batman! And he throws grenades at him, chat, from the ceiling. And they explode, and Terry, he's knocked down over. He's, like, in all this debris. And the Joker, he's just so disheveled. He's furious. He fucking throws a table on top of Terry, knees him, and it just starts to choke this shit up. It's like, who's laughing now, McGinnis? Huh? Who's laughing now, you little punk? And I love this, too, because Terry's, all right, fucking, I'm done. That one rule thing, that works for you, Bruce. Doesn't work for me. He fucking pulls out his hand, chat, and he's got the little joy buzzer on, electrical joy buzzer. Ha, ha. Places it above his neck. Ah! And he destroys the microchip. He shows the microchip where all the Joker's essence is. The sweet Joker essence is. And the Joker is killed, chat. He is no more. And then Tim Drake, he gets up and he falls over. Terry gets himself out of there. Picks up Tim Drake. Tim Drake is coming to return to Tim Drake. Joker's dead. Picks up Tim, and they fucking fly out of there, chat. The laser beam, it goes to the factory, destroys the computer console, blows up Jolly Jack. But the laser, for whatever reason, shuts off, and it floats off into space. I don't know why, but that's what it does. And then we cut to a hospital, and Tim Drake, he's in the hospital bed. Barbara Gordon, she's talking, watching over him. And he's like, Barbara, I didn't know. I feel like I should turn myself in. She's like, you're not going to turn yourself in. You had no idea what was happening to you. He's like, thank you, Barb. And then Terry, he walks to the door. He's like, oh, hello, Mr. Drake. I don't think we've, been properly introduced. We met each other last night. And Tim Drake's like, we met each other last night. He's like, oh, you're the new Batman. That's fucking cool. That's neat. And then, they have a nice little conversation. Terry's like, well, I'm just going to let you two be, give you some alone time. I'm going to get going. And they're like, hey, great to meet you, Terry. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, kid, you are Batman. You did a great job. Thank you for saving my life. And Terry's like, hey, coming from you, that means a lot, Mr. Drake. And then he leaves, chat, and closes the door. And then who's in front of him, chat? Bruce Wayne. Terry's like, what are you doing here? Bruce is like, this is where I should be. I've I've alienated so many people throughout my life. I've ruined my relationship with my adopted son, Tim, Dick Grayson. I don't want to ruin this one. I'm trying to mend it as best I can, so that's why I'm here. And Terry goes, wow. Oh, I'm going to let you be. I'm going to let you do your thing, Bruce. And Bruce is like, Terry, I was thinking about something that you said earlier about being Batman. And Terry goes, oh, really? Yes, you were wrong. Terry's like, of course that was wrong. Bruce is like, let me clarify. It doesn't, Batman, he's just a symbol. What really matters is the person wearing it, the person underneath the cape and cowl. That is who Batman really is, okay? It's not that symbol you wear, it's not the mask, it's who's under it that matters. You are Batman, Terry. You honor the cape and cowl. And he goes like, I'll talk to you later. And he goes in room chat. Tim Drake, he's like, whoa. Bruce is like, hello, Tim. I love it. Tim's like, hey, old man. It's a little tense already, chat. It's a little bit tense. And they go in there, and Terry just lets them talk. And he goes out into the night chat. He puts on the mask. And, and he flies off into the night for more Batman Beyond adventures, chat. And that, chat, is Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Yes, it's so good. At the end. No, as I said, guys. Oh, who was that? Thank you. Silo Psycho for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, as I said before, chat, this is a awesome DC animated film. It is my absolute favorite. It honors both the original animated series and the Batman Beyond animated series. Combines them in such a lovely little amalgamation. And it has like it's the best type of fan service. Because if you watch both shows, you're like, there's so much here. It's being explored. And you see, like, what happened after, years later, like, where these characters were. And it answers all those questions. And it's just so great. Yo, definitely watch it, Omega. Matter of fact, it's on Amazon Prime right now. I think it's on DC All Access for free. And you have to pay the subscription. But it's on Amazon Prime. It's about, like, $3 to rent. So I recommend that. It's also on Blu-ray and everything. So I own it because I think it's a great movie. So please do yourself a favor, chat, and check this film out. And pair it with Batman Mask of the Phantasm, too. So I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. That was nice. You got Joker locked down. Oh, thank you, show. Appreciate it. King Kodiak, welcome to stream. Need to finish my Batman Beyond rewatch. Nice. Also, can we talk about the sequel that never happened that would have... Yeah, it's true. Catwoman would return, and she would have a clone of Terry, which is weird. I don't know why clone of Terry. But yeah, Catwoman would return as the villain. Whatever. You need to see Justice League Dark Apocalypse where that shit was dark. I heard about it. Apparently, like, a lot of characters get fucked up in that. And they kind of end. That's the ending for that era of DC animated films. Clones are big in the 90s. That's true. In comics, in animation, in movies. You're not wrong. Mm-hmm. Ro, that was an excellent review. Lovely detail. Thank you, man. No, I appreciate that. I hope I didn't go overboard with the detail, chat. I just love the movie so much I just memorize certain lines. So, yeah, hope you... Oh, my God, I forgot Harley. Oh, shit, chat. Hold on. No, reverse. So, chat, before we see Tim Drake in a hospital bed, we cut to a prison, and it opens up. This door opens up, and we see DD. We see both Ds in there, chat. And the guard is like, all right, DD, your bail's been posted. You can come on out. Your grandmother's here. She posted bail. And they're like, oh, grandma. And who's the grandma, Chad? He's like, oh, it's Harley Quinn. It's old Harley Quinn, Chad. She's like, you goddamn scabs giving your grandmother a heart attack. I should beat the shit out of you. And they're like, shut up, Nana Harley. It's like, whoa, Nana Harley, Chad. That was awesome. And that was so much fun. Oh, man. Yes. Woo. Oh, that's right, Ro. Don't play psychoanalyst with me, boy. Yeah, you're nailing the lines too, Ro. Very good, very good.